Breaking news: Rashida's pregnancy was made public, and in a shocking development, it might not be her husband. Kirk Frost. You did read properly. Rumors started out as murmurs, but have now grown into a major controversy that is upending the reality TV sector. As if things couldn't get any more bizarre, insiders have disclosed startling details about what it means for Rashida's marriage and where it leads. Mendeecees is the father of her child, and fans are incensed. The internet is ablaze with accusations, heartache, and confusion about how this could have happened. Yandy Smith, who has stood by Mendes through everything, is involved in a scandal that might destroy these families and is already starting to include secret meetings. This is not just another famous gossip. Families are being torn apart by irascible disputes and emotional breakdowns. We're going to get deep into the mayhem sweeping social media, so grab some popcorn, because this is more dramatic than anything we've ever seen. As news of Rashida's spectacular pregnancy spreads, the entertainment business is in chaos as treachery and broken trust occur faster than anyone can keep up. Not only is the pregnancy shocking, but Mendy's suspicion that the father is not Rashida's husband, Kirk Frost, is even more shocking. What began as a whisper among a few close friends has now turned into a full-fledged scandal, and the world is watching the drama unfold. Fans are going crazy, social media is going crazy, and nobody seems to be able to turn away as the news keeps making headlines. Yes, you read that right. Tell me how we got here. Let's go back a few years. In the world of reality TV, Rashida and Kirk Frost seem to be the perfect couple. Their relationship had been tested on many occasions, from highs and lows to their unwavering devotion in the face of adversity. However, behind closed doors, things had been going poorly in recent months. And when hints of it appeared in interviews, behind-the-scenes videos, and social media posts, everyone was curious as to why Rashida and Kirk had suddenly become cold. The real bombshell came when it was revealed that Rashida was pregnant and that Kirk Frost might not be the father. Instead, Mandy sees a man with a complicated past with Rashida. What was causing that distance was revealed as the potential father, and fans were shocked by what they were hearing. Mesa had been active in the hip-hop and romance scenes for a while, but his intense commitment to first bringing charges against his partner regularly overshadowed his relationship with Rashida. Although these meetings were initially not fully documented, they served as the foundation for the rumors that would soon cause a stir in what was happening between these two entertainment worlds. Were they simply friends, as they claimed? Or was there more going on behind their interactions? Jan Smith appeared implausible, but as the rumors spread, they became inevitable. What happened next were even more scandalous private discussions, meetings, and angry outbursts between Rashida and Mendy. In addition to some suspicious late-night messages and conversations, friends and close associates noticed a shift in Rashida and Mindy's dynamic. They were seen exchanging more intimate glances and body language than one might expect from friends, which only increased suspicion. But it didn't stop there. Kirk Frost, who had previously appeared to be in control, was caught off guard by the news and was said to have been devastated and heartbroken when first learning of the allegations surrounding individuals close to the pair. Kirk confronted Rashida right away and demanded explanations throughout her pregnancy. What ensued was a heated conversation that was allegedly packed with betrayal, rage, and emotional suffering. Inside the couple's house was reportedly a battle zone at the time, with accusations circulating, according to sources. Kirk was shocked to learn that not only was his marriage in danger, but that his unborn child's paternity was also in doubt and being questioned as well. This betrayal was so severe that it rocked the foundation of their relationship as things got out of control. Fans started doing what they do best, which is to examine every social media post, video, and picture. They examined archival footage from public gatherings where Rashida and Mindy were shown laughing excessively or standing too near to one another. What were these moments actually about? Benign? Or did they hint at something more? When an unidentified source disclosed that the messages between these letters from Rashida and Mindy were full of love and longing, not just friendly conversations, they seemed to be infused with a level of emotion that seemed to transcend friendship. And what had started as a small rumor took on a life of its own, leading people to believe that its admirers were growing impatient and irritated in their quest for answers. The media then picked up the story just as things were getting worse for the couple. Kirk Frost made a decision that would alter everything when the story erupted like wildfire. He insisted on a paternity test because the pressure was too much and the truth had to be revealed. Rumors about the paternity of his unborn child were one thing, but Kirk needed proof. If there was even the slightest doubt as to whether Rashida was truly his father, how could he ever trust her again? In the meantime, Mendy was dealing with his own issues. He had been with Yandy Smith for years, and the last thing he wanted was to be a child, or for something improper to have happened between Rashida and Mindy, entangled in a scandal that would destroy the relationship. But as the report spread, Yandy grew increasingly heartbroken at the prospect of betrayal, because she had supported Mendes through thick and thin when things become difficult. But now that the tension had reached a boiling point, she was forced to wonder if Mindy and Rashida had a hidden connection, if the reports were accurate, or if it was all a huge misunderstanding. Fans were waiting impatiently for the next piece of the puzzle to fit together, wondering if Menik would actually be the answer when Yandy approached him. Did he come clean? Or did he keep denying everything? Kirk wasn't the only person looking for clarification. In addition to experiencing her own suffering, Wendy was trying to understand the gravity of the charges and the pressure. Was it her father? Or was the media overestimating? Rashida was left wondering how it all went wrong, whether she could save her marriage to Kirk, whether it was too late, and what would happen to Mendy's friendship with Yandandi if he did find out he was the father waiting game. However, now that the investigation was underway and the public was demanding answers, the clock was ticking. What was actually happening between Rashida and Mendy? Or was this just a bunch of misconceptions and rumors? Keep an eye out because the drama was far from over, and what happened next would completely change the course of events as the situation worsened. The reality of the scandal struck more forcefully than anyone could have predicted, and the drama would unfold before us in real time. As Rashida, after messages began to circulate, rumors of Rashida's pregnancy began to spread, and what followed were a series of dramatic events, intense confrontations, and shocking revelations that would leave fans in shock. Kirk Mendy witnesses Yand had no way out of the chaos that was taking over their lives and the truth, no matter how nasty it would be. Unnamed sources disclosed the text messages she and Mindy exchanged to many publications, and the news outlets were shocked by the disclosure. The public couldn't ignore what seemed to be happening in front of their eyes, because these texts weren't just lighthearted banter. They were full of love, playfulness, and an inevitable intimacy that made them rush over them, carefully reading every word and punctuation mark in search of any evidence to support the rumors. Did Rashida and Mindy see a relationship that went beyond friendship or work? The text hinted at feelings that went beyond friendship, which heightened the already intense rumors. Fans were fascinated by discovering the whole truth about what had truly happened between the two. But the leaks persisted, and Rashida's admirers followed her everywhere on social media until recently, when her accounts were filled with harsh criticism, accusations, and skepticism. Every conversation between Rashida and Mendy sparked conjecture, and as these theories spread, more people came forward to share their accounts of what transpired. Some claim that Rashida and Mendy were the fathers of every picture caption and online appearance, and that they had been seen spending more time together than before, while slinking to private events out of sight. Others insisted that the two had a strong emotional bond, but that, despite any treatment and boundaries being crossed, something had gone horribly wrong. The final straw, according to reports, was when Kirk Frost, the longtime protective husband, was caught off guard by the rumors. At first, he was shocked that his wife, with whom he had built a life, could be involved in such a scandal. But as the evidence mounted, he started to doubt it and could not ignore the intense encounter with accusations flying in all directions. Kirk allegedly asked for answers, but Rashida was too distraught to provide them. For the first time, Kirk's faith in Rashidita was shattered by her silence, which spoke louder than words. Was their love as strong as he had previously thought? Or had it all been based on lies and arguments that escalated quickly? Fans were left wondering how this could have happened, whether Kirk was right to feel betrayed, or if he had been too harsh as Kirk and Rashida fought their battle in public. The controversy also devastated Mendes and his longtime partner Yandandi Smith Yandi, leaving everyone wondering if this was the end of their marriage or if there was still hope for reconciliation. They were fervently devoted to Mendy, who endures every controversy and setback, and were devastated by the accusations. Yandi said that she was having trouble processing the news and wondered if she would ever be able to trust Mendy again after everything that had transpired. The whispers were one thing, but when the mysterious fans were especially chafing, demanding that Yandi leave Mendy's, claiming that he had humiliated her in front of the world. As tales of text messages and covered meetings began to surface, it appeared as though the damage had been done betrayal on a personal level. They had supported her through every hardship. But now, in a heartbreaking act, Yandandi put herself in a relationship from which she would never fully recover. She felt alone and abandoned by the guy she had sacrificed everything for. Friends and family were too upset to handle the public backlash. Her anguish was evident, and it looked like no one was there to console her, have allowed this to occur. But Mendy noticed and took public action. He denied any misconduct in interviews and on social media, claiming that he and Rashida had only been friends and that the reports were unfounded, despite Mendeecees' best efforts to defend himself. The harm was done since fans weren't believing it. He said that there was nothing physical between them and the message, and that they were just misunderstandings. Nothing he said could restore the faith. And as the controversy continued, it became evident that no one was spared. While Yandandi was going through her own tragedy, she was reportedly considering divorcing Mendes. But people close to her said she wasn't sure whether she could mend the damage to her marriage and abandon everything they had created. With Rashida and Mindy's relationship in the public eye all the time, Yandi had to decide whether to forgive the man she loved or allow the betrayal to cause serious problems. Kirk was on a warpath, demanding the paternity test that would finally put an end to the matter once and for all. Heated up when Kirk and Mendeecees allegedly ran into each other at a mutual event. The altercation was fierce, with Kirk demanding explanations from Mendy in front of a startled audience. The two men almost got into a fight, but Mendy survived, kept his cool, and insisted that there had been no affair. He pretended to be the victim and said that everything had been misunderstood, but Kirk wasn't having it. The whole scenario was a nightmare for everyone concerned, and it was emotionally taxing, running high, with every statement and action being closely examined by the public. Rumors persisted, and everyone felt pressured to move quickly to see who would break first, and whether the truth would surface in time to rescue these relationships. As the tension between the main participants in this story reached its climax, things took an even more dramatic turn, and insiders and viewers alike were on the tip of their seats as the drama began to unfold. The stakes were rising by the day, and none could foresee the consequences that would follow Kirk and Rashida's marriage, which had previously been a sign of solidarity and strength, now appeared to be on the verge of disintegrating. Due to the broken trust, Rashida was waging battles in the court of public opinion and in her own heart throughout the day, attempting to maintain some semblance of normalcy, but there was a connection between them that was difficult to resolve with time or effort. According to those familiar with the case, Kirk was devastated by the rumors, and it was the most agonizing moment for them both when he ultimately confronted Rashida about the paternity of their unborn child. Nevertheless, he had concluded that he had no choice but to demand the truth. Rashida, on the other hand, was reported to be overcome with fear and regret, her emotions dispersed all over the place, and her heart split between defending herself and holding on to her previous love for Kirk. The ensuing altercation was heartbreaking. He claimed that when Kirk entered their home, the weight of everything he had endured was evident in his Rashida. He saw them so gravely that he was unable to avoid answering the question that had been bothering him. He had decided that either they would face the truth together, or their relationship would end forever when Kirk insisted on the paternity test. Rashida's voice trembled as she admitted that there was no longer any question about how serious the situation was. The media had been relentless about it, and every development of the incident had been shared on social media. However, now that Kirk had to deal with this personally, Rashida knew she had no choice but to comply with the paternity test news, which went viral on social media in astonishment. Some beautiful fans defended Kirk's demand for answers, while others attacked Rashida, claiming that he could mend his ways, turn his life around, or that his actions had damaged everything. Would Yandi support Mendeecees' seizure or eventually leave? The following several days were crucial for everyone concerned, as the fallout from this complicated and agonizing narrative developed. Would the paternity test end the suspicions? Or would it simply be another chapter in these celebrities' tragic reality? The story is just getting started, and the consequences of this scandal will be felt for a very long time. The truth is still emerging, and this scandal has shocked the world. What do you think will happen next? Will Rashida and Kirk be able to rebuild their relationship? Or will it be irreparably damaged? Will Mendy be able to change his ways? Or will the damage already be done? Will Yandi ever forgive him? Or will their romance end for better reasons? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. To start a discussion, don't forget to hit the notice and subscribe buttons to be updated on all the incredible developments in the story. You won't want to miss what's about to happen.